All right. Happy New Year's. Here comes Terror Train.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Happy New Year. I don't know the words to Auld Lang Syne. I just realized that once I started kind of going
That's
there. I was like,
hilarious.
I don't know this song at all.
Oh no. This is not gonna end well. Thank you for watching Terror Train. Like, wait a minute, wasn't a train at all in this. This is crazy.
There it is. There's a train. Turn the credits.
The Killer Train.
I don't watch this movie a lot. Do you watch this movie pretty regularly, Isaiah? Is that a no? Isaiah? Can he not hear me?
I don't know.
I don't think he can hear me.
Isaiah, do you watch this movie very often?
Not that often, no.
Yeah, you can't hear me at all.
Well,
I think I've watched it maybe a handful of times.
okay. Well, I don't watch this movie very often either. So
Really?
we share that in common.
Mm.
Ooh, 3 years later, after the train came out of the thing, or
3 years
Yes.
later.
oh, okay. Oh, he wasn't playing. He was serious. I'm dying.
Who would have thunk the class clown they wouldn't fucking believe was actually killed?
Yo, that's crazy. Let's just grab that real quick. You ain't gonna need that. And then it's gonna run him over. No.
Run his ass over.
Oh shit. See, at least the train actually did do something there. See, because I know I was gonna be disappointed if the train didn't actually if this wasn't a movie about the train killing people.
Yeah.
Like a
We went like
Rogue
Choo Choo
Train.
Charles, the horror movie
Although-
or something. Like I don't even know
Charlie
if Warren
the
knows what
Train.
Choo Choo Charles is.
There you go. Well, at least the train got one kill.
yeah. Okay. That kill was more funny than anything else.
Yeah.
It was like, no. This is another one of those
I'm sorry, buddy. Got stuck.
who's the killer, but you think it's probably the guy that
I
they
know I suggested that.
did the trick on earlier, but it's probably maybe it's not him. Who knows?
Time will tell.
With the bread. I'm done with the ideas.
Could be.
It could be.
Guess what I put in the stuff I gave those dorks?
What do you think, Parker? You think it's the dude from the movie? I mean, from the earlier part? Okay,
Mm.
no, it's not. It's not me.
Risen to the top of the deck, but now it has become the Jack of Spades.
Nice one, sir.
Got him.
I am definitely doing that to somebody.
I'm not quite sure that's blood. Let me just touch it again.
Yeah. This is for all those that's still trying to percolate out there tonight. Well, he's actually trying,
Yeah.
A little bit.
but that won't matter. A little bit.
A little bit. Trying a
Like,
little bit.
he already just slapped her by now and been done with it, but he ain't really trying. Wench, remove thyself from me.
Not only will I find the
car that was selected and signed by our skeptical friend here.
But it will blow up. No, I'm just-
I was gonna say, but I will smack him with every card in the deck that is not that card. I'm not gonna
Now
lie.
nobody believes your stupid ass.
I missed what happened to this guy.
Did the magician do that? I don't know. I didn't see.
Nope. You didn't really see it. Happened
Yeah.
off screen.
Yeah.
Elaine, come look at his chest.
He's bleeding.
Could be his
Fucking horse. Come on. Come on, bro.
His chest is bleeding. It could be his heart.
Mm.
Oh, no. No. Oh, come on.
What a doctor this guy's gonna be. Opens up the chest.
He'll be fantastic in the ER, I tell you.
No! That's gonna be great when somebody's on the table and he just cracks him open. Oh my god! It's organs and guts and
There's so much blood. There's so much
why
blood.
would it stop bleeding? Because you cut him open. Why would we do that? That's what surgery is, sir.
She's dead.
My guy just gotta yell.
Goddamn practical joke.
Jesus. Goddamn practical joke.
That was so
that was
good.
one roller coaster of emotions.
Oh! Whoa! That one was a little unexpected. Man, it's a long ass movie.
There's some dry parts in this movie where
That's for
it's,
sure.
it's more than some dry. We in a damn desert in this movie. Golly. I'm like, this should been over. This is stupid. At this point, we ain't figured it out yet. We don't have it all worked out. We haven't had the final chase and none of that yet. We just out still figuring out who people are and stuff.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this is my favorite movie for sure.
Oh my god!
Whacked his ass.
Oh, that guy's dead. I think that's all, folks, for Kenny.
Hey everybody, welcome back to We're Gonna Make You Watch. Brian here, as usual, got Isaiah and Warren with me, and in this episode we just made Warren watch Terror Train from 1980, the old slashic with most everybody's favorite final girl scream queen, Jamie Lee Curtis. Before we get too deep into it, what have you guys been up to lately?
Well, Halloween's officially over with, so a little sad there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Halloween's just now over with you, but Happy New Year, viewers.
yes, Happy New Year for those of you that are watching right
Far
now,
ahead we are.
because we're getting ahead here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Halloween's over with, so things have kind of started slowing down.
Mhm.
It hasn't really been a whole lot going on. I've been playing some Destiny because they've got their Festival of the Lost event going on.
Yeah.
Beyond that, we watched X last night just to kind of relax and chill out. And
Because nothing says relaxing and chilling like
And-
Ty West's X.
right. And then what's funny is my wife's the one that picked it out. So
Fantastic.
So
Fantastic.
I was very happy with that. But I mean, weather's getting colder, so
Yeah.
just kind of getting the festive spirit now. I guess we went and bought our new Christmas tree. So that was fun, dropping $250 on that. And
Oh, my sweet baby Jesus. I think I paid $19.99 for mine at Dollar General.
well, we got one of the ones where it has the lights already in it, so we don't have to fuck around with that.
There you go.
It's a
Nice.
better quality one. I wanted one that was going to last for sure. So we decided to hit up Home Depot and get our tree from there. And
When you were growing up, did your folks do real trees?
It depended, because we had our fake tree that was like the $30 special you could pick up from somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
really cheap, and like the things fell off of it all the time, that kind of shit. But we did for a few years switch back and forth between doing that and a real tree. We would go to somewhere and buy one, but those were just way too much work, and so we would only do it like every other year or every couple of years. Like growing up, like our grandma always had the real tree, because we would always do Christmas Eve over there. They would have the big Christmas Eve party over at grandma's. And so she always had the real tree with like all the really nice ornaments that were like, 50, 60 years old and all that. So good memories with that. But yeah, a real tree I would never do myself, even today. I just
Done a real tree a few
wouldn't.
times.
Yeah. I just wouldn't want to keep up with it and having to water it and clean up the needles and all
Yeah.
that shit. I mean,
Yeah.
the smell from it is great. I love that aspect of it, but I just don't like the cleanup of it.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Did a real tree a few times. Never again. Take my my cheapo Malipo Dollar General. Oh, Warren, what have you been up to?
Nothing.
None.
Not really. Nothing, man. Nothing's been going on. I can't even think of anything really that's
Yeah.
been going on lately.
Yeah. It's tough to talk about new shit when we've been recording like every
week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we
Nothing
didn't
really going on.
That's that reality that we've gotten older and we don't do shit no more. So
I bought something off of TikTok for the first time in my life, so I'm still
Really?
I'm still waiting for that weird message to come through, because it's TikTok.
Okay.
Somebody doing something. You've been hacked. Click here to.
Oh,
But
okay. Like a cameo kind of thing.
I don't know. I just usually, I've never done it, so I don't feel safe about anything when I do it for the first time.
I've bought a few things from TikTok.
Yeah. But
it's always worked out pretty good. So,
but I use my credit card, so like if it starts going crazy, I just be like, yeah, that wasn't me. Cancel that shit.
Yeah.
But I bought these comic books from this independent artist who's trying to start up his comic. He wants to have a comic book company, obviously, but it's called Impound Comics.
Okay.
And he's created this universe where the main character's name is Impound, but he was a ex-MMA fighter who gets like slight telekinesis, laser vision, super strength, stuff like that. He can fly. He's got a cool character in there named Giovanni Grimes, who is a demigod. He's the half son, or whatever you want to call it, of a Mayan god that I guess in their culture they call him the tattoo god.
Okay.
It's like a cat. So because of that, he has a power called melaconesis or something like that. He said but basically it's ink manipulation, and so anything that he draws, he can like pull it out and then and use it. So he has a bunch of tattoos all over his body that he drew over himself, and he just like pulls them out and beats ass with
Dope.
it.
Yeah, interesting.
So he's creating this whole universe. He's got a few other characters that he's created, and he's building this universe. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna support this guy. I'm gonna buy some of these comics. And so waiting for him to get here, but I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds cool. I like that. That's much better than what I spent my money on. Just prostitutes. Just wait. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god!
No, I I haven't done much, but we're recording this. It's literally 3 days after Halloween.
Yep.
So I took Halloween and the day after off. I was supposed to have a show, but I ended up stepping aside from that band. Just didn't have time. But I went ahead and kept the day off, and I had some, I handed out candy. This is my first, Halloween in this house. So I wasn't sure what we were going to have in the way of like what, volume of trick-or-treaters we would have.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, it looked like I was literally just giving my candy to one lonely Ninja Turtle. Didn't even have his three brothers. It was just Leonardo all fucking by himself. And, but then like an hour after the Ninja Turtle came, I had a pretty good crowd of kids come by, and there was a Wolverine, there was like a little witch, there was all sorts of fucking, there was a little kitty cat. But yeah, like had a lot of trick-or-treaters. And then I just watched Halloween movies all day, which is always a great thing. It's a great fucking way to spend your day, period. It doesn't need to be just Halloween. Warren might might have a different idea of a good way to spend the day, but I did go to the record store on Halloween, and I bought Freddie's Greatest Hits.
That's great.
Pretty rare. Didn't realize how rare it was. I got a very good deal on this record because I looked it up, and it's like $100 record.
Oh wow!
I only paid $56 for it.
That's not bad at all.
No. Now he might have been more accurate. What everything I matched up, it was about $100 record. So, you take off some wear and tear. He probably just priced it relatively accordingly. But I bought that, and I bought a copy of Bloody Kisses by Typo Negative, which is something I've been looking for a while. And then I'm like, well, okay, I'll figure out how to pay my mortgage next week. It's okay. So
priorities.
Yeah, whatever. I'll figure it the fuck out, And we worked yesterday for mandatory overtime. At least my side did. Warren's side didn't.
I
work.
did not.
No, you did not.
We have to do that next weekend.
I'm gonna try and come in and work. Fuck it. Let's see if you guys let me come in and work. But that's what I've been up to. Other than that, just still playing the Retro Realms Halloween game and the Ash vs. Evil Dead game. I really like them. God damn it, they're really fucking hard. And I don't have the patience for them anyway because I used to throw my controllers. But now my controller is attached to the game, so I can't do that. Because then I'm just throwing my Steam Deck across the room. So I'm trying to be a better person than I was in the past. Just launching my fucking controller. So now when I feel that rage start to build within me, I just turn it off, just set it down. So I'm fucking done.
That's a good call.
Yeah. But they're really fun. They're just really challenging, man.
Yeah, I still need to pick that up.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really worth it. They're definitely worth it. I really like them a lot. But yeah, that's about it. Okay, well, Warren, Terror Train, 1980, a Jamie Lee Curtis slashik, if you will. What were your initial thoughts?
It was a long movie. Very long.
It feels that way.
It feels long. That's the issue. Even if it wasn't long,
yeah,
it felt.
It feels
long.
like it. It's 97 minutes, and it feels like 2,497 minutes.
Man, like it's a slow movie. It's like it feels very slow, at least to me. Takes really long to get to stuff. A lot of filler that I didn't think was necessary. Once we're on the train and the guy starts kind of offing people, we just got to keep it rolling. There was too much in between every time. I get they want to space kills out. You try to let people come back down so you can get them again. But like, I'm like, bro, what do you want me to go into the ground and come back out? Like, I didn't understand what was taking so long in between kills. It was just so much going on. And the concept of it I thought was cool. I mean, people trapped on a train, nowhere to really go. That was a cool concept. It just drug on and on and on and on and on. But yeah, I mean, Doc was a douche. Jamie Lee Curtis was excellent as always in everything that we've seen her in so far. The Magician was cool. We liked the Magician.
David Copperfield.
He did it. He didn't do too bad, for just doing what he does regularly. But yeah, it just like I didn't feel any real attachment to anybody in the movie. Yeah. Typically, there's usually a character I latch on to. I'm like, oh, I want to see them live, or like, fuck them, kill them. I didn't care in this movie. It got to the point where I was just like, I kill everybody for all I care. Like, let's wrap this up. So yeah, I mean, this would probably be the worst one I've seen Jamie Lee Curtis in. I think we've only seen a handful, maybe three or four, maybe. So
yeah, we've watched
we did Prom Night.
Fog,
we've done
Halloween.
Yeah,
4.
Yeah,
We've
so
watched
4
now.
So yeah, so this is the worst. This is the worst one.
Yeah,
yeah. I'd put the Fog above this one for sure. Yeah, it's just drug. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think that it would be a bad movie if it was like 45 minutes shorter. Like 45 minutes shorter, solid film going on here. But it just took too long for what it was supposed to be. It's just way too long. It loses you so much. Like you said, there's so many dry spells in this film that it makes you space out to the point where you come back and you're like, what happened? And then and then you don't know what's going on anymore. So the movie just doesn't do itself any favors with that.
That's very fair. That's very fair, and I tend to agree. This is certainly not one of my favorite revisits by any means. I think I've only seen this a couple of times. This is literally probably the third time I've even watched this movie. I mean, I appreciate it for the things that it has in it, mainly Jamie Lee Curtis and David Copperfield. So there's like a nostalgia factor when it comes to watching this, because I mean, I grew up in the 80s. David Copperfield was fucking huge. He was the biggest magician in the world at one time before Chris Angels started doing it. I don't know. I don't even know if magicians are really a fucking popular thing anymore. I know what was that dude's name that would pull fucking people's like assholes out of their fucking stomach or whatever, the guy, and then he tried to hold his breath for like 2 fucking days or some shit underwater. I can't remember the guy's name. He does like a lot of the street magic. I'm being very exaggerative.
David Blaine? Is that was his name?
That's got to be the guy, yeah.
I was going to say.
He yanks people's teeth out of their heads.
Yeah, I was like, no wonder this magician didn't make it.
Yeah. David Blaine. But yeah, he's popular right now. But yeah, David Copperfield was huge. He used to do all sorts of really, really cool fucking specials and stuff. And I watched all of them. And of course, Jamie Lee Curtis is Jamie Lee Curtis, greatest scream queen probably of all time.
Yeah.
So there's a nostalgia factor when it comes to this movie for me that will. That's literally the only reason I'll ever put this movie on, because God knows it's not for the direction, because Roger Spottiswoode is not. He's gone on to direct such classics as Turner and Hooch, which is a pretty good movie. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, which is not. Air America, which is not.
These days,
he directed a James Bond movie, though. He directed Tomorrow Never Dies. It's not a good movie, but he did.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know why you said that like that was going to save him.
It's a bad movie. He directed The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is another kind of bad movie.
Yeah, once you said Arnold.
Terminator?
That's it. No,
Predator.
well, that and I don't care about that movie.
Conan.
You know,
Stop
I don't
it.
care about that one either. You know, I don't care about
You
either
don't care
one
about
of those.
Conan?
No, not at all.
Oh,
Not
man,
at
we'll
all.
be taking applications for a new person to make watch movies.
Look.
Warren didn't quit. He got booted for not liking Conan.
got
That's
fired.
a petty shit right there.
Well, he was in True Lies too. I think that was pretty good.
Fuck
Wasn't it?
yeah.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
probably
After
the
that.
best movie he was ever in.
Well, that and then what's the one with the Christmas one? That was pretty. It's a
Jingle
bad
All the
movie,
Way.
but it's good. Good bad.
talking about the one with Sinbad.
Yep.
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
that called? I
Hartman.
can't remember.
yeah. Good bad.
What was it called, Isaiah? Do you remember?
Jingle all the way.
Jingle all
Jingle
the
All
way.
the Way. There you go. Thank you.
Filmed right here in Minnesota.
Ooh.
Oh, no shit. Oh, right on.
Extra-
The home
extra
of
3
Kirby
points.
Puckett and Prince. I like it.
Yeah, extra 3 points.
All right.
So this guy doesn't have a good track record.
No,
at making
I mean
good film.
he's directed movies that I like, but they're not good. Like
Yeah.
he directed a movie called The Best of Times with Robin Williams and Kurt Russell. That's a
Aw.
very funny movie. It's a really
I
good
have to
movie.
watch that out of just because of Robin.
Yeah, it's good. It's a really good movie. It's about two guys that want to replay a football game from their high school, from their days in high school. It's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good
Okay.
movie. But yeah, Isaiah, what is your what are your first memories of watching Terror Train?
So first time I watched it was in high school. I hated it then. I hate it now.
Oh
Why did we
I
watch
hated
this?
it then. I hate it now.
Why did we pick this movie?
Because
Well, I
it's New
did
Year's.
suggest a different one, which is a far better movie, but we figured this one would be a good one. But they were both like New Year's themed movies.
Yeah.
We just went with this one because Jamie Lee Curtis, honestly, is really
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said when we were doing the reactions, I've seen this maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 times at the most. It is the worst Jamie Lee Curtis horror movie. I think
It's
just,
up there.
It's not a good movie. It's boring as fuck. I'm bored to death every time I watch this movie.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Honestly,
it's
it's
not
bad.
good. Yeah. Yeah, I think you probably kind of view it the same way I do. Literally, the only reason to watch the movie is literally just for nostalgia reasons for Jamie Lee
Mhm.
and maybe David Copperfield if you're a fan.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
I should have
it's,
known it wasn't gonna be good when we turned it on and y'all were both like just looking at your phones or like not paying attention. I was like, because usually when it's a good one, y'all be like really
We
trying
got
to pay
popcorn
attention.
ready. We're like, fuck yeah, let's
like,
do this.
like, I like we watching this, so I can't wait to see his reaction. Y'all was like, he is not gonna react to none of this. This is so trash. We just gonna what's the score?
But
of
it
the
always
game?
makes for a good chat afterwards. This movie has like the reputation of it's very much a cult classic.
Yeah.
Literally for the only reasons that we've already said. It was a slasher movie that had Jamie Lee Curtis and David Copperfield in it. This movie managed to earn itself a remake.
What?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, when I tell you who remade the movie, you're going to understand completely. Tubi, the free Netflix. they did
And they
a
made a
remake.
sequel.
And,
And
a sequel
apparently
to the
are
remake.
making a sequel to said remake. Yeah, I didn't even know that until I looked all this shit up.
That's
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, Terror Train from 2022, a Tubi. They call it original, but it's a Tubi remake. And it's got the cool thing about it is it does have Tim Rozon in it from Schitt's Creek. He played Mutt on Schitt's Creek, and he also plays in that show Surreal Estate, which is fucking awesome. Like Surreal Estate's a very, very cool show. But apparently they're making a sequel. I don't know why in the hell they would do that to themselves, unless it got a lot of plays. You know, I mean, obviously,
probably
I guess
did.
a lot of people liked it. A lot of people, I guess, liked the Terror Train remake. So, I mean, hey,
yeah,
I mean,
Variety
bar
deemed
wasn't
it
very
competent.
high, so-
No.
You know?
Very true.
The remake, the sequel. It's already out. The sequel was released on December 31st. So they made those movies back to back. Oh God, that's fantastic. I don't even know what to say to that. But yeah, that's Terror Train for you. Any cool moments that kind of stick out in your head at all?
No.
No, yeah, it's not a lot
No.
going
I
on here,
mean,
man.
what, him doing the magic tricks? Like, I mean, the cigarette with
That
the
literally
quarter.
was like the best part of the fucking movie.
Yeah, like that was cool.
Yeah.
That had me locked in. I was really invested. And that's only because I thought he was gonna like do something and then somebody was gonna drop dead and they was gonna be like, "Oh my god!" But that didn't happen. He just went over there and dropped some peanuts out of the thing, and then we moved on to the next segment.
Yeah.
This may have been the first time I watched a movie and it made me want like some of
More
the other
death.
stuff that I've hated in the
More
other
death,
movies.
more dismemberment,
like just
more
come,
mayhem.
like more action, gruesome. Like I said, I need something to ignite this movie because
Yeah.
I think that might also have something to do with the movie struggling. At least for me, was like the kills that they did show were like not a whole lot of anything, and then everyone else that
Mhm.
died, it happened off camera. There was
Mhm.
nothing to draw you in, nothing to make you fear the person that was doing it. It was just kind of like people are dying on the train. Now go watch people party while we figure out how to kill the next person. Like
This movie suffers from something that is, I think, underappreciated when you're watching movies. Is and maybe we don't think about it enough. But I talk about it with Rod on the Murder Moose Pod pretty regularly because you can forgive movies for a lot of things because you can watch a movie and it's either A, really, really good, or B, really, really bad. But the thing is that what makes a movie completely unwatchable is when it's just fucking boring. And that's the problem with this movie is it's kind of fucking boring because you nailed it. There's really there's no really outstanding kills or anything like that. Literally probably the most intense, air quote, intense kill is Doc. And that's, you don't even really see the kill. You just see his head fall out the thing. Which was a cool moment for you.
And then all that build up.
And then all you see is the hand on his shoulder and then the knife, and that's it, So this movie, it's unforgivable when a movie is just fucking boring. Because if it's at least bad, but it's entertaining, you've got that, because I can, God knows, anybody who knows me or even watches this podcast of ours knows that I'm a huge fan of Cannon films. Mm-hmm. And Cannon made so many bad movies, and I love 90% of them. They're fucking fun, man. They're bad. They're cheesy, but they're all of the fun things about bad and cheesy that I love. Like all those really shit Chuck Norris movies, and there's several bad Stallone movies that came out that Cannon produced and directed, and well, I say directed, Menahem Golan directed a few. But yeah, Cannon produced so many bad, shitty fucking movies that they literally made a fucking documentary about how many bad movies they made, and it's glorious. Like it's one of my favorite documentaries ever made. But that's the thing. That's why they were. Well, that's part of why they were able to go on for as long as they did. Was they were at least entertaining, and then every once in a while, one would be good accidentally. they would Forrest Gump their way into making a fucking good movie, and this movie lacks that. If it was at least so bad that it was fucking entertaining, I think that it would be the one that I would be more inclined to revisit. But
Yeah, no, you definitely nailed it on the head, because that's the thing that this movie is completely missing, is the entertainment value.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
not a rewatchability really about this movie. It's a bad movie and it's fucking boring, which is like
yeah,
nail in the coffin for me, because
Yeah.
if I'm bored and it's bad, I'm not having a good time.
no, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because God knows I can have fun watching shit.
It almost took itself too serious. Like it was like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
should have been a little more.
They should have leaned
Relaxed
into the
or
camp
something.
a lot more when you made
Yeah,
this
well,
movie.
because it's college kid, like we could have done
Yeah, but
something with that.
I mean, hey, he learned his lesson, because goddamn it, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot is a fucking masterpiece. All right. Warren, have you ever seen Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
Sir, I have never heard of that movie
Oh,
until today.
Isaiah, I know you've seen that, right?
Yes, I love
Okay,
that movie.
it's one of Stallone's finest films.
See, you've already, yeah. See,
He made this movie because he heard that Arnold Schwarzenegger really wanted to make this movie.
okay,
And it was a lie that Arnold threw out there. It was a rumor that Arnold started, and it made Stallone make this movie because the script was so bad. And he was just like, hey, basically Arnold was like, tell everybody that tell Stallone that I really want to make this movie. And then word got to him, so he made the movie.
Competitors at that time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They were both vying for box office dominance back then, because they were making some of the best action movies in the 80s and early 90s.
I didn't want to make this movie. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then Stallone was just like, "I'll do it," and so he made this piece of shit.
God, Stallone. Gotta have some dignity somewhere, man.
Yeah, the only redeeming factor in that movie is that it does finally end at some point. It doesn't go on forever. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Estelle Getty and Sylvester Stallone and the mother from Poltergeist are in that movie. It's actually got a good cast. It's just a fucking terrible movie. All right, so we might have to watch that just for shits and grins one day. All right, any final thoughts from you guys before we slide on?
Yeah, just avoid this fucking movie.
I
Like
was
the
gonna say,
plague.
do not.
Yeah,
watch
if you're
this.
gonna watch anything
Like-
Terror Train related, watch this episode of our podcast. Just avoid the movie.
It'll be slightly less boring.
Yeah.
Just watch the Tubi remake. You
Yeah,
probably
watch
have
the
a
Tubi
better
remake,
time.
Tim Rozon. I mean, hey, I don't know. Like I need to watch. I tried watching it one day and then I never finished. I think I fell asleep during it. So
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I really need to.
that probably says everything that you need about the remake, is that I fell asleep watching that, just like I almost fell asleep watching this episode with you guys. So yeah, good times. All right. Do you want to introduce the next movie that we're gonna make Warren watch?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So we're almost coming full circle here. We've been doing this for a little over a year now. So we're going to kind of revisit a franchise that we introduced to you in the beginning that we haven't come back to yet. So in the next episode, we're going to make you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
What?
My favorite chainsaw film.
Yep. Same.
Yes. Oh, see.
Oh, that means
Me
it's
and
gonna be
Isaiah
terrible
got the
then.
best
It's gonna be
fucking
worse.
taste
It's gonna
in
be so
horror.
bad. It's gonna be a terrible experience.
Dude, this is gonna be a great
You
experience.
can't
that
go
I
wrong with
get.
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis
going
Hopper,
fucking
man.
full tilt like
He had a
crazy.
great year. He was in Hoosiers that year, and he was
Yep.
nominated for an Academy Award for Hoosiers, Best Supporting Actor. And then in that year, he released that and Chainsaw 2. Fuck yeah! And Toby Hooper came back to direct the sequel, also. So
Yep.
the guy that directed the first one came back to direct the sequel, and my boys that we were just talking about produced it. Canon Pictures.
Canon
baby. So I'm fucking excited, baby. Came out what 11 years after the original? 10 years? It was at 85.
I think so. It wasn't like 86 that it came out.
Yeah, it might have been 12, over a decade. I can't remember. I could look it up. I
Yeah,
don't
it
feel
was
like typing.
something.
So
Sometime in the 80s.
sometime
I
in
can't
the
remember
80s. Yeah,
exactly.
So I just picked up the soundtrack not too long ago.
Mhm.
I got the soundtrack on vinyl. It's a fucking banger. It's rare. All right. Warren, have you ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2?
No,
No.
Okay, cool. Gotta ask that question. All right. Nothing else we need to add or anything like that. You guys good? Happy New
think we're
Year
good.
to you guys. Even though it's not happy, it's
Happy
not,
New Year.
but you know what I mean. So, all right.
New Year
Well,
is
happy
happy.
New Year to all you beautiful viewers out there. Thank you guys so much for love and support. Thank you to Isaiah for all the hard work you constantly do on this podcast, man. I appreciate it, brother. And thank you, everybody, for all that you do. And with all that being said, we will catch you on the next episode.